What is up, YouTube? We are back with another training day at FitLab AZ. Today we're going to hit a pull and glute day, which honestly, two body parts that I don't need to be any bigger, but I want them to be bigger anyway. So along the way, KJ here is going to ask me some questions, going to give you a little off-season update, figure out when my pro debut is going to be, and hopefully some other fun stuff. So let's go. Got the Volugen, caramel apple, Stanley Cup. Ladies, I'm going to hold your hand when I tell you this. Wash your Stanley Cup. First thing I'm going to start with, as you already know, I'm just trying to get these quads as big as possible. So every pull day, I usually do some sort of leg extension. I'm going to do 3 sets of 20-ish, so a little higher volume to kick us off here. Get through these real quick, and then we'll move on to some glutes, and then we'll get into the pull session.
So have there been any major programming changes since you turned pro?
You know, turning pro, honestly, not a lot changes when you turn pro. You get a fancy new title that you can slap on your YouTube videos and your Instagram handle, and that's about it. So what I needed to grow as an amateur, shoulders and delts and quads, is the same thing I need to grow as a pro. So I have ran the same split all year long. I will reevaluate that at the beginning of the year, not necessarily because the year is a extravagant timestamp or anything like that, but I have built up the areas that I want to grow. I can probably pull some volume back on my dominant body parts, which is my back, honestly my entire posterior chain. So we will have some revisions here soon. Now, that said, my split hasn't changed, but I do swap out movements where I feel it's necessary. If I'm not connecting well with something, if I feel like I've just been batting my head against the wall and I'm not progressing in any way, then I'll look at switching some of those movements out. So now we're going to move on to glutes. This is my hands down favoritist kickback machine. Just feels really good on the glutes. I think it kind of emphasizes more of the press down as opposed to kicking back. I'm not going to lie to you guys, I hate training glutes. The way that I have found to actually still attack my glutes is to not do them on a leg day. At the end of a leg day, aside from touching them on that ham day, I'm not going to take glutes very seriously. So if I'm going to attack them and get growth the way that I need to, and the way that I'm approaching this off season is my posterior chain is my strength. So I want to keep that being what sets me apart from the rest of the lineup. So I'm going to knock them out of the way first while I've got a bunch of energy, and then I can get to the fun stuff.
So what's the timeline for your pro debut, and what's been like your main focus this year?
I am remaining in denial that a year has gone by and I have to compete next year. I'm not going to lie to you. I love off-season. The reason I'm a bodybuilder is for the off-season, so it feels like it's closing in really fast, and I thought by the end of this year I would be chomping at the bit to get back on stage, but I am just in la la land. So with that being said, I have no idea what my timeline is. I think it's probably going to be fall of next year. I haven't even asked my coach, Justin, but I'm pretty sure the plan is still to compete. So the main areas of improvement for me, I think, until the end of time are going to be my delts and my quads. So I've been focusing a lot on that. I've definitely brought my legs up. I've definitely brought my delts up. But I personally still think I need more. So, but long story short, next fall sometime, probably, maybe. control your end ranges. No momentum.
So what do your macros look like now?
This is my favorite question because everybody asks me this question and I feel like I'm breaking their hearts when I say I literally have no idea. I have no idea. I have followed a meal plan since I started bodybuilding. That said, in the off season, I'm not afraid to swap out carb sources for something that I know digests well for me. So in that situation, I might bring up my Fitness Pal or whatever and see what 70 grams cream of rice is as far as carbs go and swap it out for rice or something simple. But aside from that, it's been a meal plan all year. I do have one cheat meal on a leg day. I'll be honest with you, I don't usually do anything fun. I'll have like a bowl of elbow macaroni. And reason for that being, I have mediocre genetics at best. I can't say they're the worst because I've gotten to where I am. They could certainly be a lot worse. I've stayed healthy. I've been able to grow muscle. But I do believe that every 0.1% that can make me better, it counts when it comes to me. So with that in mind, it's very easy for me to stick to my meal plan. I love my foods. We've got flavored cream of rice. We've got sauces. We've got like everything. So in my mind, with my work schedule, there's honestly no excuse for me not to be able to follow my meal plan. Okay, that's it for legs. I used to do a single leg press, quad focused, but I used to do this day at Muscle Factory and there was a hip press and a leg press that I was able to engage my quad really well on. I tried doing it here last week and I felt like I was just getting too much glute and ham. So I'm gonna throw that out today and actually replace it for some laterals at the end or somewhere. We'll figure it out. Pro tip, if you're putting your weights away, don't put your weights on a machine that someone is leg pressing on. Nothing will screw your setup faster than being in your leg press set and feeling the machine move because someone's throwing their weights on it. Just fucking wait. All right, next we're gonna do a little superset. I don't usually do too many supersets, but I feel like this is a really good way to get some blood into your lats, get a nice little warm up, but I'll still take 3 sets to failure or thereabouts. I'm gonna do a single arm, straight arm pull down, pull over, whatever you wanna call it, with some body weight pull ups. Pull ups are something that really suck in the off season because you're a lot heavier than normal, but I'm trying to be really consistent. I'm trying to stick with them this year and I'm actually doing pretty good. So when I do these, I like to let my lat wrap around my body a little bit. So I almost have my toes at a 45-degree angle away from the machine. And then I'm also certain not to get too much stretch. So if your shoulder starts going all the way up to your ear, you're gonna have a hell of a time just using your lat to get it back down. So that's about my range of motion. And again, brief hesitation in each end range, just making sure that I'm initiating the movement with just my lat.
would you ever think about switching divisions in women's bodybuilding?
I love when I get asked this question because it's the biggest compliment if people think that I'm women's physique, because in my head, I still think people confuse me for bikini. That's a loaded question. On the one hand, I can't remember who said this many moons ago. I think I heard Andrew Barry say it on a podcast, and that's, you're doing well in your off season if people start mistaking you for being the division above what you actually are. I look incredibly dense from the back, but that's about it. And being taller, once I start hitting those women's physique poses, you start to see where the gaps are. That said, I understand that figure is a very specific look. It awards a very specific structure, and I'm not really that structure. So, we're just gonna see what happens this year. I feel like I'm way too small in some areas for figure. And then again, from the back, it's like, I think if I wanted to push up, I could. I will say I love women's physique and I love training hard. So if that door ever opened, I would gladly walk through it. But right now we're just gonna stick with figure, get up there, see what I look like next to some of these other girls, because you never know, you don't know until you get up there the first time. So that's all I got for that, I guess. I'm not used to talking so much while I train. I'm out of breath. Actually, a lot of people see my back and they're like, oh, I've got to train with you, I've got to get your secrets, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I do not have any secrets. What I have done religiously is I start or finish just about every back day with some form of pullover, whether it's machine, whether it's cable, whether it's single arm. And I've also, as long as I've been training, hit back twice a week, like no negotiable. So I don't even think I got lucky genetically. I think I've just been a little psychotic about having a back. All right, so like I mentioned, normally I'll do like a single leg press, but I'm gonna get a little more volume to my delt, so I'm gonna just hit maybe 3 sets of higher volume, 3 sets of 15 to 20 here on the machine lateral, and then we'll finish up our pull day. Actually, I think this will be good because my lats are kind of on fire from that superset. Give them a little break with some laterals. Then I can have a little bit of energy restored when we go to RDLs. That'll be perfect.
What's one hard truth about an off season that most people don't want to address?
If you want to bring noticeable improvements in your physique to stage the next year, your off season should not be any different than a prep. You need to be locked in. And if you don't want to lock in, that's okay. But maybe you should have a conversation with yourself about what you do like about bodybuilding, why you want to be a bodybuilder, and what your ultimate goals are, and maybe who or why you're even doing it. I think a lot of people might think a long off season just means it gives them more time to go on vacation, eat shitty food, eat off plan, skip out on cardio, miss a couple training sessions. That's not what it is. It gives you more time to be as consistent as possible and make those improvements that you need to take it to the next level. Ironically, this is my third YouTube video, and I have RDL'd in every single one of them. I am not RDLing on every single day anymore. I have moved it to just this day. I'll do a top set and a back off set here. That'll allow me on my quad dominant day to just add a couple more sets of quads, which is what I need to bring up. And on that ham and glute day, I can, instead of spending a lot of energy on an RDL, I can work in a more taxing quad movement on my ham focus day as well. So 2 sets here. I won't spend a ton of time. If you missed my breakdown on how I do these off of the rack, you can scroll back to my ham and glute video from a month ago. Well, I think that's like the only time Brandon like lets people in here anyway. So normally it's quiet and I don't get stage fright. But
Oh, come on. There's no way.
Do you need a spot?
Dude, I'm gonna go for 135 again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now?
In a minute. Yeah. I'm like letting you know ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm at 115 and then I'm just gonna do the jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
I like saw you. I was like,
Yeah. You got it. You got it.
here.
I won't let you fail.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see you in more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like I've got like a million logbooks that I can.
Yeah. I should try it sooner than how
Yeah.
last.
Yeah. Take these off so I'm not in the presence of greatness with Miss Tori Brawley.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Drive, good, you got it, good. One more. Push, breathe out, you got it. Good.
Damn. The second one.
That's okay.
At least
it's
I know I
okay.
could get one.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too soon.
Yeah, shoot.
But I
It was
wanted
okay.
to try it.
Yeah,
Soon
yeah.
enough to see how that 20-pound jump was.
And I tried to make sure I wasn't gonna
Yeah.
totally jump in there too soon, but
Thank you. Well, when I noticed last time, I think I felt my scapula retract too hard. last
okay,
time. And then this time I wanted it more on my chest.
okay,
In my lats.
yeah,
And it felt a lot better.
yeah. Always sucks when you like tweak it to be harder but more correct, you know?
Yeah,
So
like
it's
that definitely felt more correct.
yeah,
And
good.
then it was harder, but it's fine. I know I got that first one.
Yeah.
So what's different about your off-season routine now, and where do you think you fell short previously?
There's nothing different about my off-season routine. I do less cardio. It's nice only having 25, 30 minutes of cardio to do. But off-season cardio is something that I do all year long. So honestly, as far as the meals, as far as the cardio, as far as the training, I really do cross my T's and dot my I's. And that's something that I'm very proud of. Because, you know, I mentioned earlier, I may have mediocre genetics at best, but a big equation of that is work ethic. And I know I do have a good work ethic. Where I fell short, I haven't been as good about getting my body work done this year. So rest of this year and next year, I need to get back on my shit in terms of body work. And I also need to get back on my shit in terms of posing, because I'm a terrible poser and that stage is going to be here before I know it. So that is somewhere I know I dropped the ball this year. All we can do is get better and move forward from it. So you'll notice on the back offset, I kind of get more of I try to flare my lats really hard and almost try to make my shoulder blades touch each other to try to get a little more lat and mid-back involvement. Whereas that top set, I'm okay if my lats aren't quite as locked in, because I'm trying to target a little more glute. I don't necessarily know that that's right. But it's just things that I think about how I do it. So the second set is a little more like a rack pull, you could call it, which the two are very, very similar, to be honest with you, but just kind of the mental cueing is where they'll vary. I'm out of breath. That's all I got. So I always joke that I'm old, but it's not really a joke because, believe it or not, I was made in the 1900s. So my brain, you know, I've got a little amnesia these days, but I think it's getting really bad because this week I lost my coconut oil, which, how do you lose coconut oil? Like, I'm talking like a big thing of coconut oil. I really don't think I threw it out, but I'm gaslighting myself and telling myself I threw it out. So there's that. And then this morning, I'm starting to think maybe I don't have amnesia. Maybe I live with circus midgets because I washed my blue leggings just like this yesterday. I could not find them this morning. And I know I did not throw the leggings out. I can gaslight myself into believing I threw the coconut oil out. I did not throw the leggings out. So I don't know what this means for me. I don't know if I'm losing my mind. I don't know if I have a stalker. I don't know what it means, but follow me on Instagram to find out if I find them.
So what advice would you give to somebody who wanted to turn pro, and kind of what would you tell them to ignore and kind of push away?
Big thing, focus on you. Make sure you want to turn pro because you want a pro physique and because you love living the pro lifestyle. And by that I mean you have to love all phases. You have to love the off season, you have to love the prep. Don't get me wrong, you're not going to wake up every single day, especially in prep, absolutely in love with what you have to do. But overall, you should be having fun. If you're miserable more often than not, as I said earlier, you kind of need to ask yourself some questions and make sure you're doing it for you and not just because everyone else is. Because I know bodybuilding it's very trendy right now. And as far as what to cut out, don't compare yourself to everyone on Instagram because you never see what the true story is. You can see some crazy good lighting, you can see Photoshop, I don't know what's out there. Just put the blinders on, run your own race. You don't know how other people's bodies respond in comparison to yours. It's just, the list is a mile long, so just stay in your own lane, run your own race, play to your own strengths, listen to your coach, don't have too many cooks in the kitchen, and just find what you love and lean into that. And if you decide that competing isn't for you, nobody says you have to compete. You can still love the lifestyle and never step on stage. I like to do a little pronated to supinated on these. To me, it helps me get a little more of that stretch, which if you pay attention to a lot of how I train back, I try to keep my lat pretty locked in. I don't try to get any like super exaggerated stretch, but rotating to more of a pronated grip, I think helps me get a little more of that stretch in the end range while still being able to engage my lat by rotating to supinated as I drive back. And again, at this point in the workout, I'm pretty warm. I'll touch something for 2 or 3 reps. Hell, sometimes I might not even do a working set depending on what we're doing. But I pretty much just get right into top set, back off set.
What would you tell other athletes who are in a long off season and struggling mentally?
Oh man, you're gonna have moments. You're gonna have moments where you just think you're a fat piece of shit and you should probably quit. Ignore them. You're fine. You're where you need to be. It's not always glamorous, but the more you put in, the more you get out. I feel like I'm finally, after approaching 6 years, I finally feel like I kind of look like a bodybuilder in the off season. And this is the first time I felt like that. So you're gonna probably go through a lot of years where you're questioning if everything you're doing is even doing anything. Just know if you are training with intensity, and not just training with intensity, but training with a purpose in the gym, if you're following your meal plan, if you're doing your cardio, if you're keeping up on your recovery, if you're paying attention to what your coach says, if your coach cares about you, obviously, you're gonna have improvements. Cover up if you have to. I know that's one thing that I do a lot. I just cover up when I'm in the gym, so I don't even think about it. But just stick with it. Give yourself grace and just stick with it. The thing about training back, I try to use a bunch of different grips. I use pronated, supinated, thumbless, thumb over, whatever that's called, neutral. Just do everything. And it's very easy, I think, for us to start using just the same grip across the board without even realizing it. So kind of check yourself every so often, and if you feel like you're using a grip just because it's easier, like most commonly a neutral grip is probably going to be the easiest for a lot of us. You know, throw something in there like a supinated. A lot of us aren't doing anything supinated. Mix it up, man. Just target those fibers in just a little different ways, fill in all the gaps. Actually, I haven't used this piece before, so I'm kind of guessing on weight, but I'm just gonna send it, man. Hopefully it's right. I do like this piece though. I do like her. How many was that? Were you counting?
Not at all. So what's been your biggest breakthrough with training this year?
Oh, God. One thing about bodybuilding, the more you know, the more you learn, the more you realize you really don't know anything. I think the biggest thing for me is breaking free of a lot of things that this science-based community may preach, and listening to my own body and seeing what I feel works best for me. And I approach movements, I think, with a lot more intent, making sure I'm controlling all of the end ranges, making sure I'm really getting a hard contraction and targeting the muscle that I'm trying to grow. But I really think that's just something that the more time you spend trying to hone your craft, the better it gets. So I may say that now, and a year from now, I also realize I'm going to learn so much more, and my training is not going to look completely different. I'll be honest with you. I'm pretty stuck with the training style that I do, which is a pretty hard, heavy top set into back offset. I love that. I'm not going to give that up anytime soon, but there's definitely still a lot of tips and tricks to pick up and apply along the way. Did I even answer that question, or did I just yap?
I think you did.
Whew. Whew. I'm getting fatigued. Fatigued. The F word. You have something to ask me?
Yeah. So, what are your expectations for your pro debut, and do you think you're ready for it?
I don't think I'm ever gonna feel like I'm ever ready for any show. And it's also it's an interesting mindset to be in to gear up for your pro debut, because as an amateur, I've never lost a show. Going into the pro leagues, I may never win a show again. So it really is all about, as cliche as it sounds, just being happy with the improvements that I'm able to make. And I don't really think I can have any sort of expectations as far as how far I'll go in this league until I see what I look like up there next to other pros, because how I look on my own really doesn't mean anything. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a little off topic, but I understand that I'm sort of not structurally the look that is winning figure shows, and I'm okay with that, because when I look at a figure lineup, there's so many different shapes and structures and physiques, and honestly, I love them all. So I'm okay with building a physique that I am happy with, even if it may not be what is going to the Olympia. And that's just something, especially with my age and how late I got into this, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I still have very high standards for myself, but that's me versus me, as cliche as it is. I kind of hate when people start talking about that shit, but it's true. So yeah, I'm as ready as I'll ever be, by golly. Good luck. Have fun.
Call me to see you more.
Yeah. All right, that wraps up another training day. Thanks for following along. Hopefully you took something away. If you're in the middle of a long off season, you just stick with it, keep going. If you want to see some more of my physique updates, I still do post a lot of physique updates as well as training updates on my Instagram at Jessica Kwolek. And if you have any questions for the next one, feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll either answer them or answer them in an upcoming video. So let me know what you guys like to see. I've been having a lot of fun doing these, and I really appreciate everybody's support. So we'll catch you next time.